Hey, it's Sekaar, and today I'm going to be showing you my Stamden PvP build for the Blackwood chapter. Before we get started, I appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel. If you're not already, we're actually killing it on those subs. We're about to hit that 1K mark, so that is actually insane to me. So if you guys could do that for me real quick, I'd really appreciate it. I could keep on pumping out build videos like this and keep on giving back to you guys as well. Alright, so let's get started. First things first, the gear that we're going to be running on this is we're going to be running a front bar Vadishron Perfected Maul in the Nirnhone trait, and we're going to be having the weapon damage enchant on this to increase your weapon damage as much as possible. Vadishron is going to give you some extra damage just by being able to use momentum, which is going to be a skill that you're going to be using anyway on this build. So you're going to be getting that increased damage just because you're going to be increasing your weapon damage by 38 up to 5 times. So what is that, like 170 almost, I think, if I remember correctly. And then once you're done with that, your next heavy attack is going to deal some really good AoE damage. So it's just free damage that you get from using this. I definitely recommend Maul between all the different types of 2Hs, like between an axe or a sword. I think Maul is perfectly the best because of the uh, penetration that you get from it. So, but if you don't have access to that, any Vadishron Perfected 2H would do best. On our back bar, we're going to be running a Clever Alchemist Sword and Board. Our sword is going to be in the Power trait, and our shield is going to be in Impen. Our helmet is going to be a heavy Balorix helmet. Again, as always, all of our builds, they're going to be with the prismatic trait, and most of them are going to be in Impen. So we're going to have a heavy Balorix helmet, Impen, a heavy Pariah chest in Reinforced, a medium Balorix shoulder in Impen, a medium Clever Alchemist belt in Impen, a medium Clever Alchemist hands in Impen, heavy Pariah in Impen, and then Clever Alch medium Impen. So you guys see the trend there. We're gonna have 4 pieces of clever on the or 3 pieces of clever on the body and that back bar so that you can pop your potion on your back bar to get that extra little bit of. It's gonna be 659 weapon damage for 20 seconds. So that's definitely going to increase your damage insane amounts, and then it's also going to increase your sustain too, if you depending on the potions that you use. I use tri potions, which is going to increase my recovery as well. So it's just a really good set for that because you're just popping potions anyway. On your jewelry, you're going to be running 3 Pariah, all in the Swift trait, and we're going to be running 2 weapon damage ones and 1 stamina recovery. And this is how our stats are going to look like buffed, basically. On our front bar, we're going to be looking at 19.5k magic, 31.1k, well, that's 31. When you get your minor toughness buff, you're going to be at 33.9, so basically 34k health. It's really, really, really nice, this entire build. The health is a little low for a normal warden, but 34k is still a lot in my opinion. And then on the front bar, we're going to be looking at 29.9k stamina, so we're almost getting to that 30k mark as well. And then on our back bar, buffed up, our spell and physical resist is going to be 30k, and that's without our Pariah even procced yet. And our critical resist is going to be at 2860, which I think this is going to be a really tanky build in general between all the minor toughness and all the just all the mitigated damage that you get from this. Also on this build, we're going to be a Wood Elf, so you're going to be having decreased fall damage taken. You're going to be having that movement speed increased by 5%, and your physical and spell penetration is going to be increased as well. And then stamina recovery, and stamina and disease and poison resist. So I really like this. I've been trying this out instead of Imperial. I do like Wood Elf right now, but both are very good options. I think those are the 2 best stamina classes or stamina races in the game. So I do like Wood Elf on this one, but just play it accordingly. Play it how you want to play it. And our recovery is going to be at, with our netch up, we're going to be sitting at 1730. We're going to be sitting at 2k. Sorry, I forgot. It's momentum, not the netch that gives you the recovery. So we're going to be sitting at 2k recovery, which is more than enough. Trust me. If you can realize that you can sustain, I could even suggest putting on 3 weapon damage glyphs on the jewelry, but for now I'm just keeping the I'm just keeping that 1 recovery on. As far as our skills go, on our front bar, we're going to be running Dizzying Swing as our main spammable. Between Dizzying Swing and Subterranean Assault, you're going to be having a lot of burst damage if you could line it up properly. And then Bird of Prey is going to be on our front bar. You can get that major expedition when trying to get out of a situation or into a fight. It really makes a difference. And then also just while slotted, you get that minor berserk, so you're going to get increased damage done by 5%. So it's going to increase your damage in general. For momentum is going to be your main source of major brutality, and you're also getting a minor endurance, so you're going to be getting weapon damage and the stamina recovery from this. But the main reason why we use this is for the snare removal on this ability. Subterranean Assault is going to be, like I said earlier with Dizzying Swing, it's going to be a main source of burst damage. It hits like an absolute truck. So if you can time that with the Dizzying Swing properly, it is actually so clean. Reverse Slice. I've been trying to Reverse Slice on this build as more of like an AoE kind of damage, because you hit a lot of people with Subterranean Assault, and then hitting them with the Reverse Slice afterwards too, you're going to be hitting multiple enemies nearby too. So I really like the way Reverse Slice is setting up to work, and I think that I'm going to start preferring Reverse Slice in the future over Executioner. Being able to kill multiple enemies at once, or at least do damage to multiple enemies at once while executing, is really a game changer in my opinion. And then Dawnbreaker Smiting, it's the stamina ultimate in the game. Why not use this? If you can line up a Subterranean Assault, Dizzying Swing, Dawnbreaker combo, and then into Reverse Slice, you're going to be killing most players that don't know what they're doing. So try and keep that combo up at all times. On our back bar, we're going to be having Arctic Blast, which is going to be a good source of healing on your build, and you're also going to be using this one to be able to stun enemies nearby if they get hit by a few of the effects. Bullnetch is going to increase, it's going to give you major brutality, and you're also going to be getting stand back over 25 seconds, so it's just a great way to keep up your buffs. Resolving Vigor, it's a stamina build. You want that heal over time. It's actually a really huge heal over time on this build too, so definitely try and keep this up at all times when you're in the middle of a fight. I like Leeching Vines on this build as well. It's going to give you another heal. I love just having 3 separate heals on this bar. That way you could just alternate them when you're taking pressure. And on this one especially, you're going to get minor lifesteal to the targets. So you're going to be getting more health back whenever they're damaging you as well. So try and time this up properly. Use this on your build, and then hit this, and then alternate between using Vigor and Arctic Blast. And then Ice Fortress is going to be your source of major resolve, which is going to increase your physical and spell resistance by basically 6k. So always keep a major resolve buff on your bars on every build, and this is going to be your one for this build. And then Spell Wall. This is going to be, it's the best defensive ultimate in the game. Just being able to block all projectiles that come at you is actually so much mitigated damage, and it's such pressure relief. So if you activate Spell Wall and then start hitting your heals and getting out of that situation, you can most likely regroup and just go back at it and just fight again. What else did I miss? Oh, it's the character sheet. So all 64 points are going to be into stamina, which is pretty standard. You're still going to have a little bit low stamina. It's going to be at 28.9 on the back bar, 29.9 on the front bar. So it's low compared to most of my other builds, but I've been making it work really nicely. I've been having more weapon damage on this build compared to normal. So you can make that work easily, especially with the high recuv on this build. It really doesn't matter. Our food is going to be Bewitched Sugar Skulls. Just having that extra little bit of max magic as well with Bewitched is actually really huge on this build. Warden really relies on a lot of magic based abilities like Ice Fortress, Arctic Blast, Leeching Vines, Wings on the front bar. Those are four magic abilities I can name off the top of my head. So I like that extra bit of max magic to be able to use. And then the Serpent as our Mundus to get that recuv up. It is just, it's the Serpent. I use this on almost all my stamina builds. I definitely recommend this one. And then on to our CP. Our CP is going to look like this. From our front bar, or our blue bar, we're going to be using Duelist Rebuff, Master at Arms, Resilience, and Untamed Aggression. I'm still working around with all these. I don't know if I want to use Untamed Aggression, but I think it's probably the best thing I've got right now. So I want to just keep on using it and see how it goes. I think I like it, but I want to just test some other things out. On our red tree, we're going to be using Boundless Vitality, Ironclad, Rejuvenation, and Juggernaut. And then also, as always, just fill in the rest of your CP accordingly. I've got enough to be able to use all of the passives, but if you don't, just use them accordingly. Use stuff like Mystic Tenacity is really important. Defiance is incredibly important. So just realize which ones are most important to you, and definitely just build into them. Sprinter is probably going to be really important too. So, then in our green tree, as always, our main things are going to be Breakfall. Those 50 points are huge. And then Rationer and Liquid Efficiency are 100% the most important parts of this build, or any build in general. Those three, I say that every time. Use these three. The rest don't really matter too much. Honestly, if it's a new character, do stuff like Gifted Rider or stuff like that. Seed's Blessing. It doesn't really matter, but if it's a new character, go for the mount speed stuff. But these three are Breakfall, the Rationer, Liquid Efficiency are all the most important things on this build. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. The usual stuff that people say. Comment down below, all that stuff. I'm really bad at this, but you guys know the drill. I do appreciate you guys. And if you guys want to see this build live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time. Later.